our scene script. Have you ever wondered how an apple has revolutionized our lives? No, not the fruit, but the tech giant Apple Inc. Picture this. The year is 1976. In a humble garage nestled in the heart of Los Altos, California, a technological revolution is quietly brewing. Two visionaries, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, are about to change the world. Their dream? To make the computer a complex and intimidating machine of the time, friendly and accessible to all. The duo envisioned a world where the computer would be a household staple, just as common as the television. They dreamt of a reality where anyone, regardless of their technical prowess, could harness the power of computing. But dreams, as we well know, are not realized overnight. Jobs and Wozniak faced a multitude of challenges. Capital was scarce and skepticism was abundant. In an era where computers were seen as the sole domain of corporations and universities, the idea of a computer in every home seemed far-fetched, even ludicrous. Yet, they persevered. Their vision was unwavering, their resolve unshakable. They toiled away in their makeshift workshop, tirelessly perfecting their creation. They faced rejection, but they didn't falter. They faced doubt, but they didn't waver. Each hurdle, each setback only strengthened their resolve. Their first creation, the Apple I, was a rudimentary machine by today's standards. But it was a symbol of their ambition, their determination, and their innovative spirit. It was the embodiment of their belief that technology should be accessible, not intimidating. A tool for the many, not just the few. And so, in a small suburban garage, the seed for a tech revolution was sown. A revolution that would redefine our relationship with technology and, in turn, reshape the world. A revolution that began, not in a corporate boardroom or a university lab, but in a humble garage. A revolution, born of an Apple. The Apple I, their first product, was nothing like what we associate with Apple today. Picture this. It's the mid-70s, and two visionaries, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, have just created the Apple I. This product, however, was not the sleek, user-friendly device we're familiar with now. No, this was a motherboard, a raw, naked circuit board. It was sold without a monitor, keyboard, or even a case. In essence, the Apple I was a do-it-yourself kit for tech enthusiasts. This motherboard was a unique product, one that required assembly and a certain level of technical knowledge to use. It wasn't the complete personal computer we've come to expect from Apple, but rather, it was the foundation, the first bite in a series of technological innovations. The Apple I was just the beginning of a technological revolution. The Apple II was a game changer, and not just for Apple Inc. This was the moment when technology moved from the realm of industry and academia, and started to take root in the homes of everyday people. Picture this. It's 1977, the world is still dominated by bulky mainframes and complex machines out of reach for most. Then Apple Inc. unveils the Apple II, a sleek, user-friendly machine that was about to reshape the world as we knew it. The Apple II wasn't just a computer, it was a revolution packaged in a beige plastic case. It brought with it the promise of technology for all. A promise that was not just about accessibility, but also about simplicity. It was designed to be approachable, to be user-friendly. It was a machine for everyone, not just the tech-savvy or the elite. But what really set the Apple II apart was its vision. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak didn't just want to build a computer, they wanted to change the world. They believed that technology could be a tool for empowerment, and they designed the Apple II to be just that. It was more than a machine, it was a statement of intent, a declaration that technology was no longer the preserve of the few, but the right of the many. The Apple II was also a testament to Apple's commitment to innovation. It was the first computer to come with a color display, a feature that seems almost trivial today but was groundbreaking at the time. It was this kind of forward thinking that set Apple apart from its competitors and laid the groundwork for its future success. The impact of the Apple II cannot be overstated. It was the spark that ignited the personal computing revolution, reshaping not just the tech industry but society itself. It transformed the way we work, learn, and communicate, and set the stage for the digital age we live in today. The Apple II was not just a product, it was a promise of a tech-driven future. It was the embodiment of Steve Jobs' famous credo, that technology should be at the intersection of humanities and science. It was, and still is, an Apple for everyone. Like any great journey, Apple's was not without its challenges. The road to greatness is often paved with adversity, and for Apple Inc., this was no exception. The company that once started in a humble garage faced a multitude of trials and tribulations as it sought to revolutionize the world of technology. In the mid-80s, Apple found itself in a conundrum. The tech industry was growing more competitive by the day, and Apple was struggling to maintain its footing. The company was at a crossroads, and it was clear that something had to give. And then, in a move that sent shockwaves through the tech world, Steve Jobs, one of the founding fathers of Apple, departed from the company. This was a pivotal moment in Apple's history. The visionary who had been instrumental in shaping the company's identity was no longer at the helm. In the eyes of many, Apple had lost its guiding star. The years following Jobs' departure were turbulent ones for Apple. The company found itself grappling with a rapidly changing tech landscape, and without Jobs' distinctive vision, it struggled to stay relevant. Apple was down, but it was far from out. Despite the challenges, Apple continued to innovate, continually pushing the boundaries of what was possible. They launched new products and refined their existing ones, continually striving to deliver the cutting-edge technology that their users had come to expect. But even as they forged ahead, the company never lost sight of its original vision. The spirit of innovation that had driven Jobs and Wozniak in that garage all those years ago continued to be the beating heart of Apple. The company faced its fair share of trials, but each one served only to strengthen its resolve. Through each peak and valley, Apple remained steadfast, driven by a relentless pursuit of innovation and a deep-seated belief in the power of technology to change the world. The essence of Apple, however, remained strong. The company was down, but not out. With the return of Jobs in 1997, Apple was about to redefine technology. The prodigal son had come home and he was ready to shake up the world again. Jobs' second coming to Apple was not just a homecoming but a revolution. The world of technology was about to be turned on its head. Jobs took the reins and Apple began to rise from the ashes. It was time for a fresh start, a new beginning. The first stroke of genius was the iMac. Introduced in 1998, this was no ordinary computer. The iMac was a bold statement, a declaration of intent. It was vibrant, colorful, and unlike any other computer of its time. But Jobs didn't stop there. In 2001, Apple introduced the iPod. This wasn't just a music player, it was a cultural phenomenon. It transformed the way we listen to music, making it more personal, more accessible. The iPod didn't just play music, it changed our relationship with it. Then, in 2007, came a revolution that redefined communication: the iPhone. This wasn't just a phone, it was a pocket-sized computer. It made the internet portable, apps a daily necessity, and touchscreens the norm. The iPhone didn't just change phones, it changed our lives. And finally, in 2010, Apple introduced the iPad. This was more than a tablet. It was a new way to interact with digital content. It made consuming media, browsing the web, and even creating content more intuitive and natural. The iPad didn't just introduce a new device, it introduced a new way of interacting with technology. Each of these inventions was a revolution in its own right. They weren't just products, they were catalysts for change. They redefined how we interact with technology, making it more personal, more intuitive, and more integral to our lives. Apple, under Jobs, didn't just make products, it made history. And in doing so, it changed the world. Today, Apple Inc. is more than just a company. It's a symbol of innovation and design. From humble beginnings in a suburban garage to becoming one of the most valuable companies in the world, Apple's journey is a testament to the power of vision, resilience, and relentless innovation. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak started with a seemingly simple dream: to make computers accessible to everyone. Today, Apple's influence extends far beyond computers. It has revolutionized the way we communicate, the way we listen to music, the way we work, and even the way we think about what is possible in technology. Apple's legacy is not just in its products, but in its impact on society, on culture, and on the tech industry as a whole. It has set the standard, pushed boundaries, and continually raised the bar for what is possible. Apple Inc. began in a garage, but its impact has reached every corner of the globe. An apple, indeed, that has changed the world.